Hillary and I are going down to move the cattle, and let me tell you something, boy are they heavy. Once in a while I'll get a comment on a video, and the commenter will say something along the lines of, geez, I'm having a crappy day and your video made me feel better. I think that's one of the best things a video can do. These guys, on the other hand, they would like us to think they're having a crappy day. Are you guys ready to move? Yeah? Their outrage is palpable. How did they clean this up? I'd say that's good. These guys got to fill up the tank, you know. I love diversity, and this pasture is a great example. If it were planted with just timothy or alfalfa, it would be a much less interesting place for both me and the cattle. Instead, we've got all these different species mixed up, and the result is a healthier pasture culture, you might say. Our culture is the same way. If we were all the same, life sure would be boring, and the more diversity I can have in my life from people from different perspectives, the better off it is. And I'm of the opinion that the more different viewpoints you hear, the more sophisticated your own opinion comes. And that's one of the secrets to feeling content, is knowing that you've got this brew all around you of people that think sometimes the same, sometimes differently, and if you can bring them all together in the way you think, you're ahead of the game. So for that reason, I think that tolerance of different opinions is really important to our society. He's wearing the badge of shame. That's what nursing from behind gets you. Poop on the face. My experience in life has been that people always seek to divide themselves into groups, probably so that they feel greater belonging. And you all see it in school, right? I mean, you've got the jocks, and you've got the nerds, and you've got the popular girls, and the ones who aren't so popular, pots and groups, and it continues through life. Blue collar versus white collar, college educated versus not, all this stuff, you know, where the best place to be in among all these groups is between them and sharing interests from all of them. And that's where I've always put myself. Now, the fallout from this is you don't get that sense of belonging that you get from being in a certain group, but you can draw the good qualities from all of them. And that's about synthesizing different opinions, being a synthesis. It's a happy and a brave path to take in life, because society says that we have to belong to one group or another instead of all of them. But it's much richer existing at the intersections of things. Life's richer at the intersections, and it helps you to release any ill will you may feel toward the groups that you might not identify with if you were just existing in one. Hi guys. You piggers. I know you want to eat me, but that's not going to happen today. The sun, the land, the seasons, and nature's life all go on while we fuss over the details. I guess that's my way of saying don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff. One way to put things into perspective about the small stuff is to reconnect with nature, because it drives home that we're just dealing with the small stuff. When you get into the rhythms of the season and the sunrise and the sunset and the rain and the snow, and if you stop and observe these things, it makes you realize how small you are and how kind of petty your concerns are. I believe that each of us needs to pause every day to observe these natural systems and cycles, or we're lost. We're lost in an artificial world. I feel that when I go into a store or an office. I feel like I've lost touch with what's really important. Even if it's only for a few minutes or an hour, I feel the sterility of that environment. When I was an architect, part of the philosophy I developed urged people to reconnect and form a personal relationship with nature, because it all of a sudden makes all of this stuff that we're concerned about very small when you see what's happening around you. And there are so many ways to do that, even if you live in the city. Observing the sunrise, observing the sunset, going to a park, having plants on your balcony. As well as if you live in the country, it's all around you. But so many people are like this. They get in their cars, they go to work, they do their work, they come home, they eat dinner, they watch TV, and they go to bed. Completely divorced from natural rhythms. To me, this connection to nature is necessary. It's like oxygen, and if we don't get it, we suffocate. Our connection to nature removes all the background noise of the silly things that people say and do against this cosmic backdrop of nature. It regrounds you to what's really important. My experience has been that time heals all wounds, and our perspective of what may be a giant issue to overcome today, in a week or a month or a year, is just one little blip that happened in our past. An easy example: when I was a kid and I was having a bad day, I would come sit at the base of this very tree right where I'm sitting here. It must have been 40 years ago or so. And it always made me feel better. There's something about being grounded, just as this tree is, that starts to put things in perspective. And I guess my wish is that you find the same place. I hope you have a great and relaxing Sunday and can get out and enjoy this wonderful world that we live in. This stuff out here, outside. I'll see you next time.